Whenever I write a query in SQL, I usually get back all of the rows in order by the primary key. However, it's not always guaranteed, and sometimes I want to sort by a different field. As an example, let's say I want to sort first by supplier ID. I might want all the supplier ID ones together, throughs, threes, four, five, sixes, instead of mixed in like they are right now. Let's go ahead and do that by adding an order by clause. Now all the suppliers are in order, with all the rows from supplier 1 first, and as I scroll down, you'll see that it increases to supplier 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Now I might want this in different order. For example, I want the largest supplier ID first, not the smallest. By default, it's going to be what's called ascending order. Ascending order means I have the smallest value first, but I can also put it in descending order. Now I have the largest value first. As I scroll down, you'll notice the supplier ID gets smaller and smaller. I can also sort by more than one field. So say for a supplier ID, I want to look inside of that and then sort it by date. Right now I've got the dates in kind of a random order, but it might be nice to say for supplier ID 12, what's the earliest date? To add this, I'm just add a comma and the new field. Once I run the command, now you'll see the supplier ID 12 is all together. Inside of supplier ID, I then have it in order by date. That makes it really easy for me to scroll through and get an idea of all of this particular supplier's options. Once I get a supplier ID 10, the dates are going to now reset. I go back to the earliest date that supplier ID 10 has a record for. Lastly, I also have to be careful sometimes about fields with spaces in them. I'm going to use the same rules I use in the select tutorial. For a table, you're going to write it with quotes. And if I want to do an order by field with a space in it, I'm going to write order by, and then again, put quotes around the field. Once I do that, you'll see that order cost is now the sort order of the return information. Order by are not super complicated. It's a fairly straightforward command in SQL, but it's very useful for getting your rows in the proper order.